Welcome to today's webinar presented by Supercoder.com. Supercoder.com is an online coding solution offering Part A and B coding reference tools, resources, and not more than 30 specialty coding and compliance newsletters from the Coding Institute in one site. I hope you enjoy this short session.
So what I'd like to do today is to just go through some of the steps that should be taken when reviewing your current contracts, analyzing them to ensure that they are beneficial to your facility, and then in negotiating future contracts that will put you in a better financial position for the future. I'd like to talk about the basics of contract analysis, the differences between your cost versus your reimbursement, so that you can make sure that the reimbursement that you are receiving for the cases performed is meeting your costs and then allowing you to meet whatever financial benchmarks you've set for your center. Contract loopholes such as procedures that are unmentioned, implants unmentioned in your contract are usually not payable, a silence on procedures that are unlisted. When a contract does not specify how a particular procedure or supply or implant will be paid, it will not be paid. So it's very important to make sure that there is at least some mention of how unlisted procedures or how other procedures or supplies or implants that you may not frequently use will be addressed when they are billed to a particular payer. If those clauses are not a part of your current contracts, then those procedures and supplies will not be paid. I want to look at enhanced groupers. As you know, a few years ago, Medicare switched providers from ambulatory surgical centers to APC groupers. And APC groupers are procedures that have been grouped together based on the cost and complexity so that CMS could assign a particular reimbursement to a group of procedures. Most commercial payers took those groupers and used them to form the basis of their own commercial contracts with ambulatory surgical centers. When I talk about enhanced groupers, what I mean are that they took some of the procedures that you would see in a particular Medicare group, so there'd be a particular Medicare reimbursement for that, and they moved them to other groups with a lower reimbursement. So while it may look on the surface that your contract with a particular payer shows a rich reimbursement for a procedure that you know to be in a specific APC group or a specific Medicare group, what you'll find when you go to the breakdown of procedures is that procedure has been moved to a lower paying grouper. One of the keys to that will be to make sure that you've reviewed at least the top 10 to 25 procedures that your facility performs and confirm the grouper they're assigned to make sure that you're not going to be losing out reimbursement on an assumed grouper when it's actually been moved elsewhere. I want to talk about the reduction of state-mandated fee schedules. An example of that would be the state of Michigan. The state of Michigan has a state-mandated workers' compensation fee schedule. Often, commercial payers will add riders to your contracts that will include auto and work comp. And so they'll feed those contract benefits that you've agreed to with a particular commercial payer to auto payers and to your workers' compensation payers. The result of that is that if you're going to be receiving $570 as a state-mandated fee schedule, your current contract may be reducing that by an additional 5 to 10%. Anytime you have a state-mandated fee schedule, those particular payer groups should be removed from your contract. It's also unwise to allow auto to be included in a contract that you have with a commercial payer. Usually automobile payers have a specific fee schedule that's based on reasonable and customary for your geographic area. That's a lot more liberal than what you would be receiving on your commercial contracts in Aetna or Cigna or Cofinity. When Cofinity contracts with auto carriers, you're in essence reducing the reimbursement that you would receive from those. And that makes a big impact on a facility that may do a lot of pain management or may do a lot of spinal cases. While the payer may give the impression that it's all or nothing, that's not true. Each type of contract stands alone. So the contract that you have for HMO with that payer, the contract for PPO, the contract for auto or workers' compensation can all be carved out and removed from a particular contract.
SuperCoder is the fastest-growing online reference tool with more than 25,000 subscribers. Call 866-228-9252 to get a free product demo or sign up at supercoder.com for a 7-day free trial.